Well, hi, everybody. Good morning. This is Jenny Norris, host of Home Staging Talk Show Live, and coming to you live from Denver, Colorado. And we have a great show planned for you today. Facebook has been kind of glitchy, it keeps crashing on the mobile app. So if something happens goes dark or something just goes blank, we'll try to come back on as long as the app is working. So we've got a great show for you today. The Home Staging Talk Show Live. You like my new banner? Ta-da! It's brought to you by IHOSP, International Association of Home Staging Professionals. I am the chairwoman of IHOSP, and the goal of this show is to have a conversation about the home staging industry, about what's working and how we can improve it and help people. So that's the goal of every segment. We're on every Wednesday at 9:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. And today we have a great lineup of guests for you. We have June Carter, who's with Gist Solutions, and she is going to be talking about the time management aspect of running a business. And so this is pertinent for anybody who's in business. And she's also a featured speaker at our conference in Charlotte in October. And then we're going to have Lakeitha Smith, who is the owner of L-Works, and she is a dynamo. And she has a whole business management system and suite that she has developed. So I wanted her to share about that. She's also a featured speaker at our conference. And then we have Kathy Fouth. She is with Staging by Kathy. She's also, hi Kevin. She's also, good morning everybody. And she's also the director of membership for the International Association and also a certified ASP trainer. So she does a great job with goal planning and business planning, goal setting, kind of her background. So she'll be able to kind of share a little bit about that. And so this segment is all about helping you be more productive in your business, manage your time, put your time and effort where it needs to be for you to get results, and then planning for the future. So with that, let's see who's on here. So June, Lakeitha, and Kathy, go ahead and request to join. I'm going to bring, so June, you need to come on, request to join. I see Lakeitha, so maybe I'll bring you on first since you're here. And then June and Kathy, go ahead and request to join the broadcast. All right, Lakeitha, you're coming on first. So we're adding Lakeitha. Really excited to hear what she has to say with us, to share with all of us. Just connecting. Here she is. Good morning. Morning. Thank you for joining us. So, Lakeitha, tell everybody who you are and name of your company, what you do. We can hear you. So go ahead, Lakeitha. So go ahead and so we can see you. So go ahead and share. A little garbled. So it could be your connection. So we can see you. You look beautiful. That's better. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Okay, Lakeitha. Um, okay, Lakeitha. Nobody can hear you. That's weird. I can hear you, but then nobody can hear
But
you.
no one
So
else can?
nobody else, we can all see you, but nobody can hear you. So I think what you need to do, check your audio setting on Facebook,
We'll do.
and I'll come back to you. Okay?
Okay.
Check your volume, your audio setting for video. Make sure that the audio is working too. We'll come back.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry, everybody. I could hear, you guys could all hear her too. So I'm going to add Kathy. Oh, what was better? Now you can hear her? Well, that was weird. I just kicked her off the segment. We'll bring her back. Hey Kathy. How are you?
I'm great. How are you? Can you hear me?
Yes. Can everybody hear Kathy? Say something. Okay, Krista says yes. Okay, good. So we can hear you. Lakeitha, we'll bring you back on, and then June, all you need to do is select to join, and if not, I'll add you into the broadcast. So, hey, Kathy.
Hey, I was supposed to go last, and now I get to go first. I'm so
You
happy.
get to go first. That's the fun of life.
Thing I wanted to say.
Oh yeah. So tell everybody who you are.
I'm Kathy Faust. I live in Grand Rapids, Minnesota, which is in the middle of nowhere, which is God's country. I own Staging by Kathy. I keep it a very small business. I do mostly consultations, and the reason I do that is because I'm also a trainer for staged homes, and so I teach the webinar, and I also teach live classes. I'm also on the international board, and I work on membership with Kevin Tain, and I help other chapters start up and work with members. And then I also am president of the Minnesota IHOS chapter. So I have my fingers in a lot of pots, and I've got a lot of things going on.
We're a lot of different hats.
Yeah.
Plus you're a mom and a wife, and so tell everybody your background, just kind of like a synopsis of your before you got into staging, your kind of your business background.
I I grew up at the co-op, is what I tell people. I just started out as an entry-level secretary and worked in various positions, companies in Minneapolis, St. Paul, and then landed with Land O'Lakes. And once I got into Land O'Lakes, I took all the courses I could, took all the training I could. I got involved in the quality process management, ended up getting my mini masters in organizational development and quality process management, and I ended up in the International Development Division, supervising and teams all over 14 different countries, and training other people on vision and mission and goal setting and action planning. And when I first found Staged Homes, I had an antique shop and I was selling antiques. And someone asked me to talk at the home show and about organizing or styling or staging. And I said, sure, I can do that. And then I thought, what is home staging? I never heard of it before. I mean, I kind of heard of it, but I didn't understand what it was. So I Googled it and found Staged Homes. And that's when I discovered that this could be a business. You know, this could actually be something where you could love it, you're passionate about it, it's something you can do. And so I signed up for the webinar that Barb was giving the following week. And I haven't looked back. That was in 2012. 2013, I took my master's course for ASPM Masters. 2014, I joined the International Board and started training. And so my own business has I kept it to be very small because I love all these other things that I do.
Which is great. You do such a great job at all the hats you wear. So we really appreciate what you do for the association and for all your students because they love you.
Thank you.
So when it comes to home stagers and their businesses or just business in general, and especially related to your topic on goal setting and business planning, what are some of the top areas you see them struggling with?
You know, I see everybody struggling at first when they start out and getting all of their systems in place. I see kind of two paths where some stagers, they're set and they go. And then they don't even think about where they're going and they're not prepared. They're just trying to keep up with all of their business. And then they end up making some mistakes or not making as much money as they could because they've not had time to effectively plan. And then the other path is those who get off to a slow start and they get frustrated and then they lack their confidence and then they end up giving up. So for me, the thing is to start out with a solid plan and allow yourself to grow and have success and never, ever give up. Just keep plugging away at it.
Yeah, because I feel like when it's your intent to be successful, do what it takes. This is not I blogged about this, the tortoise and the hare. We had a call last night with our trainers, and Andy Hurley reminded me about the blog that I had put out there. But it's true, it's like slow and steady wins the race. And I think a lot of people are impatient. And on our iHosp call, Barb talked about impatience and it's important to know that this is a business. You have to lay the foundation for it. So when it comes to like goal setting and business planning, what are some things you can recommend? Don't you feel like when people are afraid to set a goal, what do you think the number one reason is that they don't set goals?
A lot of people just don't think that they can take time to do that, and they've got it up there. Why should I write it down? But I think kind of to back up is whenever I'm teaching, I ask people why they decided to start this business. What is your dream? How did you fall into this? And to remind them that everything that they've done in their past, they can use to promote their business now, because that's what makes you unique as a person is nobody else is like you. Nobody else has had the same experience, and so how can you capitalize on that? That's just like when Barb asked me to speak at a conference, and I had just taken my master's, and I right away jumped into that box of fear and thought, what do I have to talk about? There's nothing. I mean, this is the creme de la creme of all these people that come to the conference. What can I talk about? And then I was reminded that, no, I've got a lot of business experience, and there's something there that I could pull out that's unique and that I could talk about. So what I tell people is to first start with their vision, and so they understand what their dream is and where they're going, and they can talk about it. And then to relate that passion that they have, how much they love staging. You remember Barb saying, I love this business, right? And so the more passionate you are about telling people your business, it's infectious. And then they want to work with you. And then being able to tell people what your mission is and be clear on that. And then from that, people will gravitate towards you if you know what you're doing and what you're about. Setting the goal, start with one simple goal. It doesn't have to be, it's great to have those stretch goals, but start simple. And when you start a business, your goal is to form your business. It's like all those action plans that we talk about, form your business and get started. And then from that, be open to opportunities that might come your way. And be ready. Be ready. And then look at what it is you want to do, write it down, and really plan out the steps.
Yeah, because it doesn't. The business won't just happen for everybody. I mean, you do have to plan. And they say a goal is a dream with a date on it. Yeah. So it's important to set goals. You want to have a financial goal annually, and then you want to break that down into what I would have to do, monthly, weekly, daily in order to hit that goal. For all of us, it's, planning and getting out there and actually being productive, calling clients, setting appointments, doing the staging, and that all falls together. And it all starts with that ultimate goal. Yeah. And I always say, let's say you set a goal for a certain revenue amount and you don't hit it, you're not a loser, right? I mean, you went somewhere, so then you just reset the goal. So goal setting it's not one and done. It's always evolving. And same thing with business planning. Your business is always shifting and changing, and you might find that you gravitate towards, like Kathy says, she does a lot of consultations because that's what works in her market. So she specializes in that, and you might find that you really enjoy doing those, or maybe you want to do more hands-on staging and occupied houses or vacants. You're going to kind of gravitate towards what you like to do, and it's important that because it's your business. It's not somebody else saying, oh, you need to be doing these types of properties or you're not a successful stager. That's just not true. The business is completely flexible, and however you want to carve out your niche and your services is totally up to you.
and think about what those what your market needs. Where can you fill that void? Where can you go in? What are the customer groups, or what are the types of homes that are there that might need you, or the types
Right.
of groups that you can talk to promote yourself. Never, ever, ever, ever give up, because you're not going to reach a goal the first time out. You
Right.
might need to go over and over and over and find new ways to make it happen if it doesn't work the way you thought it would. So, writing goals, they're flexible. They're not written in stone. Don't let them freeze you into a certain point. And just because you have it written out doesn't mean it can't change. And when something
I
new
always
falls into your lap, be open to it and study it. And is it something I want to do? And do I want to go there? So,
I
yes,
even tell people they could put their goals down in pencil if they're afraid to really commit,
take
because I think people,
chalk.
yeah, chalk. You can erase it. I mean, the thing is, I think people are afraid to set goals because they're afraid they're going to fail. And it's not like you publicize your goals out to the world. These are just between you and, maybe you have a business person, your spouse or whoever, your significant other. Maybe you share that with them, but it's not like everybody knows that you didn't hit your target, right? And maybe you'll surpass your target. So the thing is, it's just for you, for your business planning, and it's
Yeah.
so important.
Yeah. It's for you. It's your tool. It's one of the tools that you'll use in your business. It's one of the most important tools as far as I'm concerned.
Yes.
Because if you can't articulate to people what you're doing and why you're doing it, they're not going to connect with you. So talk about your passion and your goals with people. You don't have to give it to them in writing, but just kind of that you have a direction.
And I remember when I got started, the industry was fairly new, and where I was in the Sacramento market, and there was nobody staging. I was the first person there, so I did have a goal. It was to replace income my husband was losing as a outside sales manager, regional manager for high tech companies. All the salespeople were having their salaries cut, and then they were going to make it up to them in commission. So that to us was livable income. So I was like, okay, that's my goal. I want to replace that money. And I almost hit the target. I was like 6,000 short the first year, but I started my first project in March through November in that market. That's what the staging cycle was. No vacant houses were being done back then. And then the next year, everything tripled. So
Wow.
I really didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
So I took a lot of time the first year laying a lot of seeds for business and for
Mhm.
growth. And then things kind of went poof next year. So, you know, I didn't hit my goal, but I didn't quit. You know what I mean? I wasn't like, oh, well, I guess it's not going to work, and then I'm going to leave the business. So you have to have realistic, measurable goals,
Right.
and then just reset them.
And I always tell people to set SMART goals, and SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable. Make sure you have the resources, and then put a deadline on them so there's a timeline there.
So
Um,
say that again.
so it's SMART, SMART, specific. Like, you can't just say start a business. Well, that doesn't tell you, how, when, why, right? The second thing is achievable. Make sure that you can
Measurable.
achieve it, that it's realistic. It's great to set, stretch goals, but don't set them so easy that it's worthless. I mean, you're going to do it anyway. Challenge yourself a little bit, but make sure they're in your realm. So that's A as measurable. SM is measurable. Make sure that there's some quantifiers in there so you know. So like a marketing plan, if you're going to market, maybe the plan is to talk to 8 agents this month, or, give 2 talks, whatever it is, make it sure it's measurable, achievable, resources. Make sure you have the resources out there. I'm not going to set a goal to become the largest vacant stager in Minnesota, because there's nowhere for me to rent furniture. So there are no resources for me to go that direction. So make sure that they're achievable and resourced. And then the T stands for time bound. Put a deadline on it. You can always change it if you don't make it, but always that timeline.
Perfect. Hopefully you guys were taking notes. So that's why I asked her to repeat it, so you guys could write some stuff down. Plus, this will be recorded. You can always listen to it again. The broadcast will be saved. So, all right, Kathy, top 3 tips for the people listening.
One is take time for yourself. You can't work all the time. Sit back and reflect on your goals, your vision. Is it going to change? Is it still there? You know, my vision from 10 years ago is completely different than my vision now today. And your vision will change, you know, so take time for yourself to reflect and take that time for planning. Invest in yourself to put back into your business. Re-energize yourself. One of the ways that I do that is every month I drive to my chapter meeting. I drive 3.5 hours to go to my meeting in Minneapolis. But you know what? That's my me time. I'm in the car, I'm thinking, I'm rehearsing, or I'm, you know, recording notes to myself. That's the time that I give myself, that driving time. And then I have my chapter meeting and I go to lunch with the girls and do a little shopping, and then I drive back, and that's my me day. So that's it, you know, take time for yourself to carve it out. Don't forget about also that life balance thing to have with your family and all the other activities in your life. It can't all be about work all the time. So that's number one. Number two, find a way to network with your peers. You can grow from them. They will support you. They will help you develop. Again, chapters do that for us. Our other women in business peer group. I just joined an advisory group for the Women's Alliance Council here in neighboring county. You know, all of those things are ways for you to connect and network with people. And then number three, learn something new every day, whatever it is. You know, a software package, how to do a live video on Facebook. You know, pay attention to what's going on in your environment, and always keep yourself and your skills and your staging palette fresh, and learn something new every day. Those are my
That's great.
top three things.
Well, they're awesome. So hopefully you guys are taking some notes. Kathy, I so appreciate you being with us.
Thank you.
And
Go first.
and you get to sit back and enjoy, right? All right. So thank you so much. Say goodbye to everybody.
All right. Bye, guys. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye. All right. So that was awesome. So hopefully you guys are taking some good notes. I'm going to bring Lakeitha back on, and then June, we'll figure out how to get you in here. So June, you may have to exit out and come back on your phone maybe. And Lakeitha, we're trying to bring you on. I see your little logo there. It's trying to connect. Let's see here. Approve. So I'm trying to bring you on. I don't know what's happening. So let's see here. Let me go to June here. You guys can't see the screen, but I'm typing her name. June Carter, done. Invite. Okay, so let's see if that works that way. So June, I tried to invite you on, so look for the invitation. And then Lakeitha, for some reason, I'm connecting you, and it's not, I can see your little logo, but it's not working. So we may have to have you come on via conference call. So business planning is super important, and I do firmly believe that people are afraid to set goals because they're afraid to fail. I know you're here, Lakeitha. So let's see. I've approved you to come on. I'm adding you, and it says you'll get a notice to join the broadcast. So look on your phone. This is the fun of Facebook Live. We were successful with all three of our guests at the test. So June, I need you to come back on too. Worst case, I do have a second phone here, and I can have you guys just call in on the phone, and we can hear from you that way. So we wanted to hear about time management. So June, are you trying to come on? I've invited you. So if you're listening, come on in. And Lakeitha, I'm gonna exit out this thing and come back on. Try to request joining again, Lakeitha, because I just had maybe that's just a glitch in the system. So both Lakeitha and June are going to be with us at the IHOSP conference in October. And just as we're waiting for this to kind of work here live, how many of you guys hopefully watched the broadcast that Joe Hecker did on Friday, the special with the Scott brothers? So that was so funny. They did a lip sync battle. Of course, they talked about the conference and what they're going to be sharing with all of us. And super excited to have them coming to our event, as you can imagine. Huge draw. They're so wonderful. And they were just the way they are. They were just very genuine. And so they talked about some of the things they're going to cover at our conference, as far as topics and things they're going to share, things that have not been seen by the public as far as some of their fun footage. And we get an hour with them live teaching us about business. And it just even that little short segment that Joe had on Design Talk Live, which is DEZIGN, Design Talk Live. He and Kelly Ellis were there and went out on site with the Scott brothers. And I got this all set up as part of our agreement with to have them as our speakers. And we get 2 radio interviews. And instead of doing radio, I thought I wanted to do Facebook broadcast because it'll reach more people. So the lip sync battle was hilarious. And then Joseph actually took that portion out and made it into its own little video. So you'll see that on our sites, on the Homestaging Talk Show Facebook page, and also on the homestagingtalk.com. You'll see that on there. I need to load the small video on there. But we're going to do a special segment with Joe and Kelly on Friday, this coming Friday at 10 o'clock. I'm going to do a special Homestaging Talk Live broadcast with the 2 of them. We'll kind of recap, and then we're going to talk about what we're going to be doing in Charlotte with Joe, and hopefully Kelly will be coming along as well. We're working on that for his specialty, which is the broadcast live, and he is so well networked within the industry. So we'll have that segment on Friday, which will be fun. All right, so June, I'm going to bring you on. I see your face here. Oops, you just messaged me. It went away. Okay, hang on. Let's see. So you're messaging me, but I can't answer that. Oops, where does that go? Down there. All right, let's see here. All right, Lakeitha, let's see if I can get you on again. All right, now it's adding. So June, there you are. Hi, Lakeitha. Can you guys all? Can you hear Lakeitha? Everybody?
Can they hear me now? I'm talking. I'm going to keep talking until people tell me they can hear me.
The audio sounds great on my side.
Okay.
So anyone else? Can someone write a comment? Can you guys hear Lakeitha?
Can anyone hear me? Can everyone hear me? Yay. Hi, Melinda.
Yeah, Melinda said yes. Okay, good. Yay.
Wonderful.
All right. I'm so glad. So tell people again who you are and what you do.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lakeitha Smith. I am the president and CEO of L Design Works and L Suite Network. L Design Works is a interior design firm that has now developed into both 2 divisions. So now we have interior design as one division and renovation and remodeling as a second division. And we have blossomed. So we started off just an interior design firm. And due to the event here in Houston, Hurricane Harvey, we expanded our services to renovation and remodeling, which is very new to me. I am learning a lot with my team. I have 2 interior designers on the interior design side and 1 project manager on the renovation and remodeling side. So I have kind of stepped back to take more of a management role in my company. And it has been a very new experience for me. Again, I am learning a lot on the renovation and remodeling side, which is where most of my focus is now on the renovation and remodeling side. Just seeing all of the projects transform, come into fruition, seeing the design take place is just something that is truly remarkable. So we can take our clients from professional design drafting all the way into construction. So that is how my services and my company has differed itself in this industry of both interior design and the construction side. So I am kind of a dual for both markets.
Talk to us about L Suite Network.
L Suite Network is my web-based business platform for small business owners, home stagers, interior designers, and real estate agents. It is a specified program that has been built for home stagers, interior designers, and it captures some of our business tactics that we do every day. So a system that will basically encompass all of our day-to-day business functions in one place: email, project management, global marketplace for individuals like myself who sell products, a plethora of different other opportunities there. But it's one business management system that will allow you to operate daily with everything that you do, storing your forms. There's a forms library there, so you can create any form, store it, attach it to a project, communicate with your clients via live or It has the same functionality as a GoToMeeting. So the capability to interact with clients, capabilities to run your business all in one area. So you're not having to go out and get other systems to run your business. You have everything literally in one place, and it's specific for home stagers, interior designers, and real estate agents.
So how long did it take you to develop this? Because it sounds fabulous, and she's going to be sharing specifically about this at the conference too. But how long it works with
Yes,
it?
so it is still under development. We are near there. We started out about a little bit over a year ago in the beginning stages of the development. So we are now in the background developing the admin pieces. So code is constantly being written and changed, and meetings where we're talking about code. And right now we're in meetings talking about coding and how we want the background of it to look. So we're building into the administrative system now, and the administrative system is so important because it would allow people like myself who have teams to be able to distribute each accesses differently. So what you don't want in a team environment, if you have 20 to 30 team members, is everyone having the same type of access. So we're making sure that we enable our users to be able to specify what each individual's access would be, because that is very important. You don't want everyone having access to your financials.
Right. So you can set that. Yeah, you can decide who gets to see what, which is really, really important. Super
Absolutely.
smart.
Absolutely.
You obviously are a smart woman and a go-getter and a dynamo in your market. And I've been watching the development, your notices and stuff. So I'm really excited you're coming to the conference. And when it comes to business management, what are some of the things you have experienced yourself you can recommend to other people that are just mandatory that they have to have?
Mandatory plan. I strategize daily. I plan and I strategize daily because, just as Kathy said, it will change. Your plans will change. Your strategies will change. Your business will change. So I plan and strategize daily. Don't ever let one goal stick you into one place. It will change. As I stated earlier, L Design Works was originally interior design only. We have transformed into renovation and remodeling. So my plans changed. So plan and strategize, number one. Number two, do the unexpected in your business. Go out and see where there is a need. Not every company has to just have one niche. Expand, grow, push your business to the limit.
Absolutely. That's super, that's great advice. To not get comfortable where you are, always be pushing yourself to go to the next level,
Yes.
and because the business is always evolving, the industry is always evolving.
Yes,
So,
and you must evolve. You must evolve. Another thing I would say is don't just depend on word of mouth leads. A lot of what I'm seeing out in the industry is we're not strong with our marketing. Let's get stronger with our marketing tactics. It's very important. We live in a digital world now. We must evolve and change with that if we are to grow.
right. So from a business management standpoint, what are three things you think a business owner must have in order to succeed as far as systems? And I know your LWorks suite is going to be awesome. I can't wait for you to roll that out and share that with us. And say the name of it again, because people were asking what the name of the system is.
It is called L Suite Network. Network is spelled with an E. Network, the same as L Design Works, WERK.
Has two little dots over the E.
It does.
It's part of her brand.
It's my brand.
Yeah, so for business management, so somebody's getting into business and they're like, they've never really done this before. What are some of the basics that they need to be thinking about? Or as far as your system integrates with them, what are some of the maybe three things you can give? You just gave some great advice before, but it's three tips they can take with them as far as running a business. Maybe they're brand new or they're established, their business is getting out of control. They're, too many hats, too many things, and things are falling through the cracks.
I would say number one, branding and imaging. Your branding and your imaging is very important. It is how you start. it will be how you end. Your branding and your imaging is very important to establish that in the beginning. Come strong with a brand. Your brand represents who you are in business. Make sure that that is strong first, number one. Number two, I would say systems. Systems are important because they're going to streamline your business and make it easy for you to run your business and to expand. Expanding is very critical in business. We can't just hold on to our businesses. We must develop systems that would allow us to step back and manage our systems and build teams. That's very important. But you have to have the right systems in place in order to do so. So number two is systems. Number three, I would say growth. I think growth in business is something that we don't a lot of times think about and we don't execute, but we must learn to grow our businesses. We can't use our hands and we can always use our minds, but we can't use our hands forever. Staging, interior design, we must be able to grow our companies and bring them into companies and actually establish ourselves as a company in the marketplace and not just stay stagnant in us being the owners and the operators and the worker bees. So growth.
Yeah, at some point you had to delegate. And I think people, when they get in the business, maybe not know how it's going to grow, if it's going to grow quickly or slowly or what have you. And a lot of people will find themselves kind of in a panic because all of a sudden they maybe have this massive growth spurt and they don't have the systems in place to support that. You have to have, you want to plan for the future. Don't go in a panic. Don't get there and go, oh my gosh, I have nothing to support this business.
Right.
And so your L Network, L Suite, I got to say it right, L Networks. L Suite Networks does, business planning. You can generate proposals, you can do quoting, you can do invoicing, you can do emailing. There's even, you're looking at the inventory tracking module.
Yes.
I mean, it's like all in one place. And I love that it's been developed by you, a woman, in the industry. I think that's awesome. And so we'll put, if you send me the link to your website so people can have it. Or even in the comments, when we exit with you, maybe put that in the comments for people.
Absolutely.
So they can go check it out. She even has a website portal as well. So if you don't have a website developed, that's part of her package as well. So, she truly has thought what our industry necessitates in order to be successful. And I just can't wait for the I know it's effective now, but you're working on it in the official 100% ready to go rollout because I know you're going to get a lot of people that will want to be part of it. So
I certainly hope so. Yes.
Yeah, so she'll be speaking on business management at our conference, and so excited to have you coming to Charlotte. That's great. All right, well, thank you so much for being on with us. I'm going to try to get June on. Thank you so much, and we'll be in touch. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
She's so cute. All right, June, I'm going to try to invite you on. You've been invited onto the broadcast, so I don't know what's happening. So I'm disappointed, June, because I wanted people to see you, but what I would like for you to do is to call my cell phone, my other phone, close the app. Facebook just crashed on that phone. Okay, so my cell phone is 720-800-5485. So go ahead and give me a call on that line, and we'll have you come on with the audio. All right. So L Suite Network, it's LS Network with an ERK.com. That's her website for Lakeitha. So June, go ahead and give me a call. She's going to talk about time management. So all this kind of goes hand in hand. So you heard from Kathy talking about goal setting and business planning, which you need to do even before you start your business. Then as you get your business in place, you need to have systems in place and management tools, which Lakeitha talked about. And rather than go recreate the wheel, I think it's fabulous that she has developed this system that we can all plug into versus you going and getting like 10 different apps to do something that one, network, the Suite Network does, the L Network, Suite Network. So I'll get it right, Lakeitha, I promise. L Suite Network. So that does it all in one place. And then once you have your business plan and your goals and you have your business systems in place, then you also have to manage your time. That's really, really important. So June, call me, 720-800-5485. So give me a call on my cell phone. And I'm going to do this. My computer's up right now. So let me, if I can message June from the computer, and I will give her my phone number here, 720-800. Call me. Okay, so we'll get her on, because time management is a huge aspect of what we do, because we all only have 24 hours in a day, right? You can't store up time. You can't save time. We all have the same amount of time available. So it's being productive in your business. And when you do business coaching with people, they'll say at least 20% of your time needs to be doing lead generation or something productive. And we're not talking, excuse me, we're not talking, 80 hours a week, in lead generation and so forth. But whatever time you put towards your business, you have to manage it, all the different aspects that you're doing, the different hats that you're wearing. So whether you're your business planning and goal setting, that takes time. Getting your systems in place, that takes time. We also have to do FaceTime with clients. So we can't just work on the back end of the business all the time and not actually have business coming in. And when that happens, people get discouraged when they don't have phone calls coming in, or they're not seeing the business. And it's probably because you're not actually putting out the effort to generate the leads and be productive. And that can sometimes be a scary aspect for people in business, because you actually have to promote yourself and call, make phone calls and set up appointments, and then be able to market and brand yourself before that happens, get the conversations going, and then ask for the business. So she says she's called me twice. That's weird. All right. I don't see any missed calls. Recents. 720-800-5485. That is weird, June. Is something going on maybe something's going on with your phone. Because it didn't come in on my phone. It didn't even connect. You might have to, I had to reset my phone, June. I had to turn it off, completely reboot it. So maybe you need to do that, and then we can maybe see if you can get you to come on. Because I did not get any calls on my 800-5485. That is my phone number. I had to look at it to make sure I put the right phone number in. If this doesn't work out, June, then we'll have you on another segment, but hopefully you can get in here in the phone call. Or if you reboot your phone, try to come back on that way with the live segment. You just called. That is so weird. All right, what is your phone number? Type it to me and I'll call you. How about that? So I'll give her a call. We'll reverse this situation here. So June, Gist Solutions, she does a lot with the, obviously the time management. She specializes in that. Her topic at the conference will be the 34-minute time management system. So June, give me your phone number and I'll give you a call. So she's going to be, she's been doing this for a long time. GYST Solutions is her company. And, all right. So what is your number? Whoops, sorry. What is your number? What is your number? Okay. Okay. So I'm going to, June, if you're watching, message me your phone number, because I have my computer up. I can look at it. So the time management side, I will freely, but I'm not a morning person. I hate getting up early in the morning. I'd much rather sleep in and then stay up super late at night, which I know that might not be good for some people, but my husband and I typically will stay up pretty late, 11, 12. Our goal is usually, let's get to bed early. And then I'm not always working. I might just be having some me time with my husband and just relaxing. But, for those people that do get up super early, then let's see if this is you. Let's see if we can get you in here, June. You have your whole morning to be productive. So I know that I kind of lose that morning time, so I have to force myself to get up. There you are.
So I don't know what happened. I've been working on this. I tried 3 phones.
Well, my phone, right after we did our test and everything worked, Facebook kept crashing, so I had to reboot both of my phones to get it back working. So, yay, there you are. Hallelujah. And it's a little stressful, the technology, especially when it's live. So yeah. Tell people who you are.
Hi, I am June Carter of Gist Solutions. That is Get Your Stuff Together. I am a I am a productivity and organizing consultant. And let's remember that home staging and increasing the productivity of a house is part of what we do as home stagers.
Absolutely. Actually, we just staged a house the team did on Tuesday, and the realtor's going to lift the price 25,000 because the staging looks so good. The list
Exactly.
price. So
We are productivity enhancers.
that's right. All right, so tell us a little bit about your background.
I started as an interior designer. I have a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Interior Design from the New York Institute of Technology, and I spent more years than I will admit as a commercial office designer doing corporate offices for corporations. And when we were doing the typical New York cliche of moving from New York to Florida, I decided to expand. And they're on there like fourth nor'easter in the last 2 weeks, and I can walk to the Atlantic Ocean, and there's no snow. I decided to expand into professional organizing and home staging and life coaching. It all fits together. It's all a beautiful collaborative path to the truth.
Absolutely. Now, just quickly, what part of Florida are you in?
I'm in Fernandina Beach, which is a little barrier island right off the coast of Georgia, and we're about 45 minutes northeast of Jacksonville.
Okay. Yeah, so yeah, I know the East Coast is getting hammered. So I love Florida. It's such a beautiful state. So when it comes to time management, what are 2 to 3 areas you see people that struggle in that area with their business?
Well, I get asked, I'm also in training as a life coach. So I mentor and I talk to home stagers all the time. The first thing I hear is I want to, they call it it. I can't do all of it. I can't manage all of it. I can't market it. I can't get to all of it. And first we have to define what it is, and that it is different for everybody.
Right.
The next thing is that home stagers are very creative. Everyone is unique. Everyone's home staging business is unique, and one size doesn't fit all. But that doesn't mean that we're good at managing a business. And I loved what Kathy was talking about. That includes the balance. That includes the business end of it, not just the marketing. But that as home stagers, we're not always good at the business end of it. And
right.
I actually made notes and I had them posted. Now I have to look down.
Excuse me. That's great. So, which is true, because people get into the business where, you're creative. I want to use my passion. I want to make money at, being creative, and I want to help houses look great. And they totally lack the skills in running a business. And so having a foundation, and I'm going to toot the horn for every educational class that's out there that's teaching about home staging and running a business. There's such value in that. And there's people that are like, oh, I don't need to be taught how to be creative. I didn't need to be taught how to be creative either. I had, my house created nicely. I understood that aspect of it. I didn't know business management side, and also working with who are my target clients, identifying them, how am I going to get the business? And so this idea that you walk into a business knowing how to do everything, that's just not the case. So working with someone, that can help you with that is super important. So what else would you share with people that you see that they struggle with when it comes to time management? I think a lot of people don't even they don't have a calendar. They don't have, I set appointments. If your business is running you versus you running your business, you need to get some systems in place.
Well, the title of the talk that I am very pleased and humbled to be presenting at our conference is Timing Sanity, How Time Management Saved Me. And it's not about a calendar. It's not about time. In fact, I got to time management through the anvils of hard experience and hitting a wall, almost a bottom, if you will. And what I would share is don't wait until it gets that bad. And it's a matter of balance and a matter of priorities. And yes, one of the results, one of the symptoms is we're going to keep a calendar. But what we put on that calendar is a result of making our lives manageable and managing our time by understanding what's important to us. We use a 4-quadrant system, the Eisenhower system. And more on that later.
Yes. You have to come to conference to learn about that.
Yes. More on that later.
Yeah, and I like that you've talked about balance. Kathy talked about balance. It is really important because it's really easy to get out of balance in running a business where it just consumes your every thought and you feel like every waking minute you have to be doing something in your business. And I was like that, and I have to give myself permission to unplug. And I wear a lot of different hats, and whether you have family, spouse, significant other interests that you have, you don't want to neglect those to the detriment of relationships just because you have a business. So managing your time is not just, as you just said, not all business related. It's like life management, really.
Yes. Time is just the symptom. Time is the end result. But most of us tend to put too much, 10 pounds in the 5-pound bag.
Right. I love that analogy. It's great.
I cleaned it up.
All right. So give your listeners your top 3 tips for time management.
You have to be willing. There will be, we don't have to talk about improvements, but maybe we want change. Nothing's going to be happening until we are willing. That is the first step of everything. The other thing is to know from wherever you're starting that you are what we call in coaching NCRW, naturally creative, resourceful, and whole. And we start from, you're perfect. Now let's make it really work for you. And don't come feeling badly about things because you're wonderful. And
I love that. Yeah, because so many people, you can admire people in the industry. You can aspire to be like somebody else's business, but I always say you can't be them because they're already taken. And so you are you're uniquely wonderful, and you bring something to the table that somebody else isn't going to bring. And since it's a relationship business, you have to understand that, there's the way you're created and your interests and your talents, that's perfect. And I love what you just said, because that's really important that people don't come from a place of lack or feeling less than when they get into any business, and especially home staging, because there's been, I've been at it 16 years. I'm kind of a long timer, and somebody who gets in that's brand new, I would never want them to feel like, oh, I'm not like her or someone else that you admire. Oh, I'm not going to be successful, or the feeling that you have to be exactly like that person in order to be successful, because that's just not true.
We are each unique, and we are each special. Same as our families, same as our businesses. And our businesses have to reflect who we are and how we think. And one size does not fit all. And what I had said earlier, just to don't wait until you're in a bad situation to take a look at it and shift. Sometimes it's not a big change, but wherever we are, it can always get worse. So draw the line in the sand and say, today I am going to get my stuff together. And that is...
What does NCRW stand for?
Naturally creative, resourceful, and whole.
That's great.
I honestly, take that to the supermarket while I'm standing online. I try to carry that with me now everywhere.
Which is a great mantra. And I, she says, don't wait till it gets bad, to set systems in place and to manage time. And also, if you find yourself in a situation where you're, feeling like you can't manage things or things aren't going as planned, don't dig in. There's some people who get stubborn and like, well, it'll work itself out, or I don't want to change. There's some people have that in their temperament where it's really hard for them to shift and go in a different direction. It could be fear-based. It could be because they're comfortable where they are. But the time is to when that happens is to look outside and say, what can I be doing better? What can I add to my business that might help me be more successful, versus digging in and saying, oh, I've always done it this way and I've always been successful, so I'm not changing anything, because the industry is always evolving.
Absolutely. And the very, very last thing, I just want to go back to one of the first things I said. We are productivity experts. We are increasing the value of homes. Sometimes the staging I do isn't gorgeous. It's as good as it can get. But I have increased the value of that home and increased the productivity of that home. And I come at it from the numbers. After that, I make beautiful spaces and create measurable results. But I come at it from the numbers. And my education to my end users and to my real estate agents is, here's the statistics. Here's what I've done for other people. It was listed at this. It sat on the market for 9 months. I said, don't reduce the price. Let me stage it. Look at when it's sold. We are productivity experts, every one of us.
I love that. We are productivity experts. And And I love that you said not every staging is going to be, House Beautiful magazine's going to come do a photo shoot. As you said, it's going to, you make an improvement and it's as good as it's going to get. And I always teach that too. It's what is the result? Did the house sell? Did they get a solid offer? Were the seller happy? Was the realtor happy? That's the ultimate test of whether we're successful or not whether you have this, the best inventory or, the house. There just simply are going to be some houses that, you're not able to turn into that, but you can definitely make an improvement just by following certain processes that we teach and so forth in order to get the property staged. So I always look at the results too. We stage a wide variety of houses. They could be little modest houses. Sometimes it's like lipstick on a pig. Sometimes I feel like that. And then other times it's these, really beautiful properties. And, I like being able to bring inventory in and create a look. But we do a lot of occupied staging and consultations too. So I love that you said that, because it's knowing your numbers and seeing where the success is and then sharing that to your prospective clients. That's going to bring you more business.
Okay.
So awesome. Well, thank you, June. Appreciate
you
you being on. I love so yes, we're all productivity experts. That's what Virginia's typing. I love that. It's going to be a new mantra. So thank you. I'm so excited to meet you in person in Charlotte. I feel like I know you.
Yes, the best friend I haven't met.
Exactly. Well, great. All right. So thanks, June. Thanks for being with us. Say goodbye to everybody.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, everybody. So what a great segment. And hopefully you guys are taking some notes. This is definitely one you want to rewatch, because everybody had these nuggets of wisdom in there. From Kathy Fowl, thank you so much. Lakeitha, thank you so much. I can't wait to meet you in Charlotte. And June, loved hearing what you had to say. So glad we were able to get the tech working so people could see you live. Loved what you had to share. And so Lakeitha and June and Kathy will be with us in Charlotte at our conference. And next week we'll have a segment on, I should know this. So next week you're going to join us live. We're going to talk about pricing strategies next week. So I have Catherine Lewis Brown, who is going to be talking about pricing. She did a webinar on pricing last year. It was hugely popular. And so she's actually coming to our conference to share on pricing strategies to be successful. She's one of our speakers. So she'll be on, probably have a couple other guests as well talking about pricing. So that's an area that you struggle with or want to learn more about. Make sure to tune in next Wednesday at 9:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time to Home Staging Talk Show Live. And I realize this thing is so tall, you can't even see it. I'm going to go like this. You can see Home Staging. There it is. So we need to lower the banner down for next week. So anyway, thanks everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Bye. Have a great week. Be productive, be successful, plan and set your goals. Thanks everyone. Bye-bye.